Hi, Kanita.
Hi, Jackie.
Are we all okay? Good for today?
Yes.
Okay.
How are you?
Yeah. I'm good. How are you?
You're breaking up a little bit. I couldn't hear.
So I'm at a new place. So am I breaking up?
Hey, that's better.
Okay. Maybe I have to speak closer.
Hello, everybody.
Julia.
Hi, Julia.
Hello, everyone.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
So lovely to see faces and people are still connecting. It's wonderful. Yeah, so welcome to our last session of this course, and I hope it's been a fun journey.
Last session.
Yeah, last session, Selena.
Mm.
Can you believe it?
Nice. It's like yesterday.
You are right. It's like yesterday, hey? And then you wake up today and it's finished. Hello.
and tomorrow will be Christmas.
Indeed.
And the next day is a new year.
Then we'll have another course for facilitation next year.
Please.
Do you want another one, Ray?
I don't mind. I enjoyed this one.
Please.
Thanks to all of you.
I need
You are going to do. You are going to present the course yourself next year.
I don't know about that.
Don't laugh, it's true.
Yeah.
You're putting me under pressure now.
The next year there will be 2 more courses, and our co-facilitators could be you guys.
I'm available.
I see.
Okay.
I see a hand up. Yeah.
Good.
Well,
Those the advanced level bit first.
Yes.
Yeah.
That will be the best practice.
Best practice.
Wonderful. So let us start. We go to the next slide. People are still joining. So as we said, this is our last session, and it's actually around reflecting on our journey of the course, the facilitation for learning, and finding a way forward. So we go next slide. So our aims of this session is to use reflective practice as a way of ongoing learning. And we really hope that you do use reflection as a practice for learning and also as a facilitation practice. It's really so helpful and valuable as a facilitator. So the next slide is our outline. We've got 2 groups today, one a long one of 30 minutes and a shorter one. And then Ian and Mariki are also giving a little bit of their own reflections. And then we do our last reflection and then our task for the end, and then we're done. And then the next slide is, okay, so we asking an opening question for you to write in the chat. What word describes your learning throughout this facilitation for learning course? We'll give you a few moments to write in the chat. What word?
Does it have to be one word? Sorry.
One word or 2 words, but I mean not a long sentence.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah, it's just what captures the whole course for you. Fun. I'm so glad. fun, intriguing, interaction, informative, learning never ends, exciting, learning by reflection. The course facilitators might want to add their insight if you want. Okay, we'll just wait a few moments. Sharing, nice. So we had fun, fun, ongoing learning, informative, interactive, intriguing, as described in the course. Engaging, lovely. So let's go to the next slide. So we're going to go into breakout rooms. Is Winifred doing that?
Yeah.
Who's okay? So we're going to go into our breakout rooms and pick up what we did for the preparation for this unit, which was what you see on the slide. What did I observe, feel, and experience in the 5 units of the course? And then what has shifted for me? And now what am I going to do to facilitate learning in others? You can go to the next slide. So we're going to go into our groups for 30 minutes and answer the question, what did I experience in the units of this course? So what we're asking is that one person in the group facilitates a discussion using these questions per unit. So per unit, you're going to go the first unit as who am I as a facilitator? What did I experience? What shifted in me as a facilitator, who I am? Now, what am I going to do? And then go through the units. If it works like that, if it works that you see everything as a group, all the units, then go with that flow. But we want to pick out the 5 units and see what is the shift that happened in you in terms of you as a person, the relationships, how you engaged, how you collaborated, using the skills of facilitation. And then what was it? And then what are you going to do with it? So I hope you have a good discussion. We've given a really long time, 30 minutes, for a good discussion. So I see not everybody's present, so we will just see how it goes. Okay, enjoy your discussion. You can put us into groups, Winifred. So we're in our institution groups so that we can learn to collaborate with the people from the same institution and support one another. So we're not assigned. Oh, okay. Julia, I'm not sure where you're going, and Mariki. Okay, Mariki's gone. So
Yeah.
it's you or I that are going to disappear.
Looks like room 5's only got 1 person, so I wonder if it would be worth merging.
Yeah, I think so.
And there's
Winifred-
no one in group 2. Winifred,
There's
sorry?
no one.
Oh, no one in room 2. Can you put Jennifer, maybe, I don't know,
With-
Jackie,
yeah.
in room 4? Yeah.
Yeah.
I should put Jennifer in room 4.
4. Yes.
So
Okay.
4, then 1, he's got 3 students at least. And room 1 has got 4 and room 3 has got 4 students. So
Then-
what would you prefer, Jackie?
So I would you go
Like to
in.
circulate. Shall I go to
Yeah,
room
I-
1 and circulate?
I can, yeah, I
Or
can
would-
try
or
to
would
do
you
that.
like-
Otherwise, where are you
would-
going, Julia?
I go to room 1. Unless
Okay,
you-
with
the only
Kanita.
room- Oh, I see Kanita is there already. And Mariki is there. And Ian is
Mariki
there.
is in
So
room
what would
3.
you like me to do?
So who would you like to join? You
I
were
really-
with Ian last time,
Last time,
either
yeah.
Mariki or Kanita. Go
Yeah,
to
okay.
Mariki because there are more people.
Okay, what are you going to do? You can
I'll
to
go
one.
to room 1 with Kanita.
Okay, cool stuff. See you later.
Okay, thanks, Winifred. So you put Jennifer with, oh, yes, she is, okay.
Room 3.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
Welcome back, and I hope you had a good discussion in your group. What we'd like you to do is write in your chat an action that you're going to take away for yourself from the group discussion or the course. Just write briefly, what is an action? So the action is focusing on the shift in what you've learned. So name one action that you're going to do. Put it in the chat. To facilitate learning in others. Engagement, engagement, engagement. Practice the skills. Thanks, Milka and Dr. Segun. Yeah, practice and sharing. Create safe environments, collaborate. So this is what you're going to be doing. You're going to actively participate. Going to strengthen learner-to-learner interaction, which is wonderful. Active listening. Give examples of tasks. Are you saying that this is what you're going to do, Ian? I'm going to give examples of tasks. Okay, awesome. And practice, promote communication. Always think of different ways to maintain engagement. Use feedback. I've learned to be more of the guide and not take over the participation, the participants, and timekeeping. Engagement, sharing experiences, collaboration, becoming better by facilitating frequently, which is practicing intermittent feedbacks, and ensure reflection is applied, preparing. Wonderful. Listening. Yeah, listening is such a skill. Open-ended questions. Wonderful. Keep writing, and wonderful. So there's always something to do and keep learning. So now we're going to go to the next activity where Ian and Mariki are going to talk between themselves. So we're asking Ian and Mariki, what have we learned in doing this course with everyone, and what's the way forward? So it's a little bit of feedback, feed forward, reflection time for us. Over to Mariki and Ian.
Thank you. Yeah, so Mariki and I are just going to have a conversation together. It's not a prepared conversation. It's going to just arise as we go along. So Mariki, do you want to kick off and say, what have you enjoyed about this course?
Yeah, thank you, Ian. What I enjoyed about this course over time is that when we were asked to develop such a course from UCSF, I was like, no ways, what are we going to do? This is never going to work. So what I enjoyed was we did a lot of planning. And as you've noticed in this group, there are many innovative people, and they are very difficult to collaborate with. You have to keep them, it's like cats. So I was doubtful about all these innovations, but then what I enjoyed is when it came together, and especially when we did that first Miro board, when things were all over the place and people were laughing and saying, what's happening? So at that moment, I felt like, oh, this is a plan coming together. And you, Ian, what did you enjoy?
Yeah, I'm not sure it was something I would have said earlier, but I was actually just what you were saying and what was said in the group we were just in. I was coming back to the boat metaphor, and I really enjoyed how people identified with boats in various ways. And I remember that right at the beginning, some of the fun but real meaningful interaction we had around the idea of the boat. And the two captains of, or it was the Captain Selina. I was remembering that again from the beginning, and getting to know people, yeah, and understanding the different responsibilities, skills, gifts that we each bring to something like this, I think has been good.
Okay, so can I ask now, what did you find challenging during the course?
Yeah, I was sharing in my group the one thing that I learned, and that's what I put in the chat, is that sometimes we set a task or asked a question or something that we thought was clear, or I thought was clear, and then the response was different from what was expected. And the example was the story last week of to practice facilitation that was not clear enough, that I actually needed, and since then I've actually written 2 examples of stories to put into the guide, because yeah, so I mean that was the one thing from my side. I think I found challenging from in terms of participants is that people didn't engage on the LMS very much. And I'm not sure why that happened, and I think there are probably multiple reasons for that. Yeah, and even some of us sometimes didn't engage as much as we could have or should have on the LMS. So I'm not sure what that means, but that for me is a challenge. Is the LMS and the role that it plays. Yeah. How about you?
Yeah, what I found challenging is all these small group sessions. You know, I actually like to sit and listen. And I thought, oh, okay, now I have to facilitate another small group session. But actually, it was this, I must congratulate those participants, because you were more willing to put on your cameras and more willing to talk than any other group I've had to facilitate before, and I want to congratulate you on that. So that challenge actually turned into a pleasure. Even today I thought, oh, 30 minutes, how are we going to get this time finished? But we had too little time, so that was...
Yeah, us too. We were also, one person was talking when we were stepped out of the group.
Yeah, so then I think, what does it mean going forward, and what are you going to change going forward? We actually were thinking that for us, of course, we're going back to the course and revise it. But I think for us, it's more about talking to you about what does it mean going forward, and how are you going, what are you going, and how are you going to change? What is your next wise action? And for you, Ian?
Yeah, and I mean, I think very much is seeing everybody in the course as co-learners and actually as co-facilitators. And so we need to build the ongoing development of the course together from the input from everybody, because we have a certain perspective, you and I and the other course facilitators, but you know, we might not necessarily have the perspective of those who've participated. So we really need that in terms of moving forward. Thank you.
Thank you. We're done.
That was such a lovely chat and conversation. Yeah. And it's lovely to see the faces. Certainly your team are smiling, but then everybody really enjoyed that. So thank you. Any response from...
What technique is that called? What we did now?
Okay. Let's ask the group. What technique was that?
What name shall we give to this technique?
Anybody want to give a flyer? Unmute yourself and say, what technique did Ian and Mariki just use?
We don't know. We want you to name it. Give the child a name.
I think it's reflection.
Reflective role play.
Yeah, that's what I think.
Reflective role play.
Yes.
Except it was real play.
Oh, yes.
Okay, thank you.
Reflection. Yeah, thank you. I really enjoyed that. So we now
I did want to comment on, you had asked if we had any comments on what they were discussing.
Yeah,
I do agree on the LMS, and I have to admit I also wasn't very enthusiastic in terms of participating on the LMS. And for me, I think one of the reasons is because after the sessions were so engaging, and even when you were asking us to write in the chats, it was very engaging. It was fun hearing what the next person is saying, what you're saying. We had the mirror board, we had the activity chart where we could actually write. So I feel after the session, because then you're going back into your busy schedule and there's no longer the active engagement, there's no one talking to you, there are no other group members participating. It sort of killed the vibe in a way and didn't make it that exciting. So maybe I think for revision purposes, there needs to be a way to be able to capture people's responses when they are still actively engaged in the session rather than afterwards, because I think we then get into our day-to-day activities, which are so hectic, and then you only think about it when it's a Thursday and you're like, oh, by the way, I was supposed to do this. So that's from where I stand.
Thank you, Milka. I really appreciate your honesty and feedback, which is really what we're looking for, some honesty, because we don't have all the answers. We're learning together. So thank you for that. Yeah.
Sure, you're welcome.
Yeah, keep the comments coming. So we're going to go into our next group session, and we're still using the boat metaphor. The previous was a bit about reflection where we dropped the anchor. This time we're using the concept of tugboat. So tugboats are small little boats that steer and guide a bigger ship out of the harbor into the open ocean or back from the open ocean into the harbor. So as facilitators, we see ourselves as tugboats and the participants, which is you, as the big ship. So we're wanting to be in a role of guiding you back into your workplaces, into the wide open oceans. So in the group, we're going to meet for 15 minutes and talk about picking up the previous group. What was my shift in facilitation for learning? And the emphasis is on not practice the facilitation skills per se, but facilitation for learning in others. So it's about planning a way forward. So how can we support you in your ongoing journey? So what relationships and resources are needed for an ongoing facilitation learning process with others? In other words, in your home place, in your institution, what and who's your tugboat? Who are your support systems? Who are the people who can guide you? And then, so what are you going to need for this ongoing journey of learning about facilitation? And what are you going to do to fulfill that need? So we're into our groups for 15 minutes, the same groups. Thank you, Winifred. I hope everybody's clear. Lovely, and welcome back. Our group flew past. We could have spent longer in it. So but we're moving on. We're going to our reflection time. So we're going to go straight into the Google Docs. I don't know, did somebody put it in the chat? Sorry, are you doing that, Kenita?
I'll get it quickly and then I'll send it.
Okay, so we're following the Google Docs, and then we're spending about 5 minutes of just writing with boat music or water music background to help calm us down.
Sorry, I'm just going to find it quickly.
Why do you want to be calm?
It's calm so we can think.
Reflective.
Because we've got tugboats to help us when the water is not calm.
Okay.
Got it.
Okay, so you'll see there's the
There it
chat.
is.
There it is. Go to the chat and then we answer the questions. Find your box and start typing.
And Anita, can you screen share so that we can see what's being typed, or don't you want to do that?
Yes, I can do that.
Mm.
So we give you another minute to write. So keep writing. You're doing well. Okay, if you can finish your sentence. Well done for the longest writing session we've had in this course. And how is that for everyone?
It was good, but there was no music today. What happened to the
True.
calming music?
True.
Good
You
point.
absolutely. Yeah, sorry about that, Milka. Okay, Ian, you're going to tell us assignment?
Yeah, before I tell you your assignment, I want to just remind you, no, well, okay, I'll come back to it. Let me do this first. So remember at the beginning, you were asked to do a Flipgrid video to introduce yourself. And we really enjoyed watching them. And we had some interesting discussions. Certainly, I remember in my group in the orientation session around doing that and what it was like. We're now asking you to do another Flipgrid video, again, maximum 2 minutes, and to say, who am I now as a facilitator for learning? So introduce yourself again, in a sense, by saying who you are now after this course as a facilitator of learning. The link will be in the LMS. I don't know, Kanita, if you're also going to post it here in the chat. But yeah, go to that same site, make your video, post it there, and we look forward to seeing who you are now as a facilitator of learning. Next slide. And then the second thing is we're at the end, and so we want you to do an evaluation for yourselves and for us. This is what we were talking about in our conversation, Mariki and I, around needing you to help us as we continue. So write a reflective piece on your journey through this course. What worked well for you? What didn't work? How would you do things differently? How can the course be done differently? Any other comments? Anything you want to reflect on and share with us that can help us. And again, that will be in a Google Doc. Yeah, will you put the link to that into the chat, Kanita, so you can go to it, but we will also get it sent around, please, through Winifred, yeah, it will be in the LMS as well. If I can just share a slide now, Kanita.
So while Ian's talking, there are 2 tasks in that. The one is a reflective writing piece and the other one is a form, and it should be completed by the 5th of December.
Sorry. Yeah. So I'm coming back to this slide from the orientation session that Mariki did right at the beginning. And to remind you that for a certificate of completion, it required participation in all the Zoom sessions and communication of special circumstances if you weren't able to participate, active participation in the course, and then to submit the final reflective piece, which is this reflection we're asking you to do with the video together. And we have been talking to AFRI Health, and we have agreed that there's going to be a certification session or graduation session, if you like to call it, online, just very briefly, on the 15th of December, Thursday, the 15th of December in the afternoon. We will communicate exact details, or AFRI Health will communicate the details to you. And we'll also, that gives us a chance as well to look at what to give you a chance to submit your reflection by the 5th of December. Will give us a chance to look at it and give us a chance to confirm who will be getting the certificate. Yeah, I don't know if there any questions around that. Kanita has shared the link. That is to the questions, the survey, is it, Kanita?
So this is the link to the LMS, Unit 6, and you'll see at the bottom of the screen, you'll see the 3 activities. So the first one is the form that you need to fill out.
Do you want to just share that now quickly so people can see?
I can do that. That's actually a good idea. Okay, so once you clicked on that link, it will take you to this page on the LMS. and you will be in Unit 6 directly. And if you scroll all the way down, you'll see that there's course evaluation. So this is the form. So just click on this. I'm just going to do that and show you what it looks like. Sorry, this is a different language, but it should be in English in your form. So please fill out the form and submit. And then the following step 2 is click here to access the instructions. So if you click there, it will take you to this submission portal. This section here is the question. So once you click on it, it's going to download. And if you open that, it will give you the instructions that you need to do. So you'll write a reflective piece in a Word doc and then submit it here. Okay, and then if you go back, you'll see that the Flipgrid is under that. So that is step 3. And there you can just, similar to the, exactly the same as the first Flipgrid that you made, you just join with Microsoft or Google, and it will take you to the space where you need to record your video.
Great. Thanks, Kanita. And please, if there are any queries, contact Winifred, who will pass it on to us, or contact Kanita directly. She'll be happy to help.
Wonderful. So just before we finish, does anybody want to say an appreciation? I see there's appreciation for the course facilitators, but maybe appreciation of each other.
We want a picture.
And we want a picture. So we want a photo. Somebody does a photo. So if you put your cameras on, and maybe somebody can say an appreciation for their colleagues. Who's going to say something about how they've enjoyed being with this group?
Can I go?
Yes, please.
Thank you so much, all of us, for this course participation. I really enjoyed it a lot. I enjoyed interacting with everyone, although at the beginning I was anxious. I was not sure. I could not even read the names. But with time, and I got to interact with all of us, and I learned a lot from all of you. I'm asking myself whether I should go name by name, but I learned a lot. I learned a lot from all of you, especially knowing that one is from Ghana, one from Lesotho, one from Ethiopia, Zimbabwe, and locally in South Africa. For me, that this is the best class I've ever had, and it was very, very, very insightful. The facilitators, you were just on point. I learned a lot from you. And Kanita, your availability, I was asking myself, how does she do all these things? You intrigued me, you inspired me, and for me, this is the best. Thank you.
Thank you, Captain Selena. Anybody else want to say thanks, or you could put it in the chat and then we close.
Hello.
Jennifer, yay.
Yes, I've already posted in the chat, but actually it will be very sad that next Thursday, maybe we shall not be having the same session. So we shall miss the facilitators very much and the participants. I think I'll keep in touch with most of them. I have some contacts, Selena, Milka. Yeah, we shall keep in touch. It's been very nice. It's been very interactive. We have not only gained the knowledge, but we have made a friendship. There's been a lot of collaboration, and I believe the result will be very fruitful. So this was all successful, and it was achieved because of our committed facilitators, and as well the participants who have been very committed. If not available, they were able to respond in time. I think there was some discipline as well when Marika stated the guiding principle from the start, that if you're not available, you have to do this and all that. So we are very grateful, and thank you.
Thank you, Jennifer, for expressing that. We really appreciate that. So we appreciate all of you for what you've contributed, for the team that has pulled this together, for the journey that we've been on from naming our boat, getting onto the river and sailing and making shifts and finding ourselves in a different place with new perspective and wondering how we're going to go forward into the deep ocean and apply what we have learned. But remember that we can always come back to the harbor and renew relationships, fix our boat, get perspective, engage with new people, and then go out again. So yeah, we hope that we wish you well, and we will see you again for the certificate, and we will also see you again for a review of how the course has been applied. And maybe we'll see you for another course. You've been involved as facilitators in this course, and perhaps maybe we'll develop a course around called Facilitation for Transformation. So that's also something that's growing on the sideline. Okay.
Hey, thanks, everyone.
Thank you, everyone.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Have we done the
Bye.
photo?
I don't know. Has the photo been done?
No.
No. Okay, let's put our cameras on if you can, and the biggest smile, and salute our Captain Selena. Yeah, and you can unmute yourself and say anything, even the course facilitator.
Thank you. You're a
Thank
great
you.
group.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
everybody.
Bye.
Bye. Bye, Milka.
Bye,
Milka,
Selena.
bye. Selena.
Bye, bye, Jennifer.
Bye, Jennifer. Keep in touch,
Bye.
guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, Ray. Meet you.